Hello, everyone. You're watching the 2022 Galactic Podracing Tournament. This is a match that was recorded at a previous date. At the time of the match, there were no commentators available, so Digital Unity and I will be
Hello.
commentating this in retroactively. Yes, retroactively.
Retroactively commentating in post.
Yes, so we are recording this several years into the future.
Well, several days.
Several days. But the good news, we can tell you from the future, concerning a remake of the pod race.
What are you doing? Don't get hopes up like that.
There's a new pod racing game many years into the future.
It is not developed by EA. Their exclusivity license ended. It's actually made by a new game company, ThinkWorks.
ThinkWorks, yes. It was actually homegrown within this Discord, and you guys did it.
All right, that's enough goofing around. It's only been 24 days. This was recorded on June 1st, 2022. And it looks like we're getting ready to start here on, which one is this? Sunken City, Aquilara's Classic?
Aquilara's Classic, the probably like the most picked starter track for any match. Just because I think it's like a fairly straightforward. It has stray elements of stuff, but it looks like we're already starting off here.
It does indeed appear that way.
And that's no good, of course, on his favorite pod, Bullseye Navoir, which he insists on using. Which I don't blame him, because Bullseye's a nice pod to use. Like, it's very responsive, but not the best in terms of boost and cooldown.
Yeah, when I first joined the community here, I started with Bullseye on Death Row's Revenge. I think was my first uploaded IL. Needless to say, didn't really scratch anything close to the surface of how to play the game, but you know, it was fun and it was comfortable, so I understand the Bullseye pick.
Yeah, it's definitely one we recommend to newer players. I remember as well Bullseye being a nice pick.
Ooh!
Yeah, that figure 8 there, a real tough section, even with Bullseye's turning.
24 days later and it still hurts.
But yeah, getting used to Ben is definitely a struggle, I think. Oh, Knock having trouble on that door section there. And getting reset. It looks like she's actually using the AI strategy where you bring along one extra AI opponent to offset that door pattern. Which
is a brilliant strategy.
It's amazing. It has gone undetected for so long. Who knew that AI would be messing with your automatic doors system? And that's no good. Struggling on that uphill tunnel out of the water. I think that trigger 308. Oh, and again in that figure 8 section. You see those triggers.
Seems to be a real problem for TNG.
Yeah. All these triggers that keep popping up on Nox screen. Again in the door section. This is turning very crash heavy.
I'm wondering if Nock has never practiced doors with an AI before.
Yeah, it could sort of make you uncomfortable, Yeah, that you could be right there.
I wasn't paying attention. Did Nock set her AI speed to fast, or is it still average?
Yeah, that's another thing to think about, because it looks like she's about to collide with it there and just barely misses it. Wow.
Danger, Nock. Danger.
That figure 8 almost ended badly. So she will close out with a 249.
At 216. Not bad.
with 2 total deaths, it seems. Well, that's no good. Finishes with his 315 and 3 deaths.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Clegg Holdfast also, I have to mention, got a 415.
Nice.
So he will be last.
Clegg's at least trying.
All right, the permabands.
Okay. Permabands for this match came out to be Baru Coast, Abyss, Fire Mountain Rally, and Gauntlet.
That's right. Knock banning Baru Coast and Abyss, which are 2 very bullseye friendly tracks, I would say. And then That's No Good banning Fire Mountain Rally and Gauntlet. The theme there I'm seeing is just they're extra long. They're the 2 longest tracks in the game, so he's probably not.
And if you're new to the game, they're very crash heavy. So.
Yes. So if you're only playing Bullseye, you probably want to be playing the shorter or sticking to the shorter tracks. The temp bands are gonna be That's No Good temp banning Ben Quadneros.
Grabvine Gateway gets temp banned.
And then That's No Good is going to take us to Mongaza Speedway with the No Upgrades Force. So we are going to Mongaza Speedway, NU. And we are underway here with Knock on Bullseye. Or Knock on Bulls. That's No Good on Bullseye.
Bullseye isn't a bad pick here if Knock crashes.
And
that said, if Bullseye crashes, he's a terrible pick here. Terrible decision.
Yeah, the wrong screen crashed there. But yeah, Mongaza Speedway, not a bad pick, especially the closed skill gap. And there we see it.
Oh, there it is.
Death from Knock. So this gives That's No Good.
No commentator's curse works 24 days later. This is unprecedented.
That's the power of commentator's curse. It transcends not only time but dimensions as well.
Yes, it should be noted I am actually reporting live from the 4th dimension. I can travel through time.
And Knock will, in a 59 seconds, which we are seeing here, is apparently a tourney record. Yeah. So congrats to Knock for snagging that record. Not that many people have gone to Mongaza Speedway, no upgrades. But nonetheless, that'll be 2 points to Knock. And moving into race 3.
It's a small record, sir, but it checks out.
Perfect. The perfect quote.
Next up, temp banning Ben.
And Knock, temp banning Grabvine Gateway again.
It looks like we go to Spice Mine Run, no upgrades. Gonna be a very red match today.
Yeah, it's sticking to the Mongaza tracks.
Bulls again. I'm not sure why TNG banned Ben if he was planning to do no upgrades again. You'd ban Bulls in that case, wouldn't you?
True, yeah.
That said, Knock's lines are looking a little squirrely here.
Yeah, in the warm-up so far, it's looking like we see that no upgrades. Bulls, sorry, I keep saying bullseye. The traction especially is a sort of a difficult challenge here.
It's definitely keeping Knock on the back foot, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Everybody say hello to my friend the minecart.
The minecart, notoriously known for taking out unsuspecting players.
Known for ruining my 1 point I could have taken off of KBD yesterday.
Whoa, spoilers.
Looks like our race is about to get underway here.
Nice crop duster, I think, is what he said there.
I believe so.
With bulls.
Ooh.
Yeah, extra drifty.
It doesn't look like Nock is playing bulls on 60 frames per second here, which is a little sketchy.
Yeah, it could be that, but also just, I mean, the no upgrades and bulls, like his base upgrades, are just going to be really slidey, and you don't get any of those other, the turn rate, the cooling, I mean, this is the, I don't even know why no upgrades. Oh, very cautiously avoiding the minecart. See how that's no good. Evades it, yes.
Not keeping good lines and good heat through here.
Yeah, she's managing to stay to that right lane of those corkscrew tubes, which you want to be at, but you can manage to cut it sharply.
That's an awful bonk.
And yeah, we see there miraculously not dying there, but coming to almost a dead stop.
Not even damaged. Like, honestly, that's just how slow no upgrades is. You can smack into a wall at full speed sometimes and you're fine. Everything's okay. It's only a flesh wound.
Yeah, except that bonk is certainly gonna reset her accumulated speed there.
Oh, definitely. Once again into conveyors. Already mostly cooled off, but bowls takes, what, 35 seconds to cool down?
Yeah, in this no upgrades format, you're not going to be seeing a lot of boosting because that cooldown time is pretty crazy.
Absolutely abysmal.
I'm really surprised they set such a wide variance between the complete base upgrades, and I guess that does incentivize players to
buy the upgrades.
Yeah, buy the upgrades, of course, so I guess it does make sense.
What I find particularly strange, though, is that top speed across the board is the same once you get all the upgrades.
Yeah,
that seems a little bit
odd. I guess in testing, that would make it easier, say, if you were trying to get a feel for the whole pool of pods, right? At max upgrades. I think that makes it easier to test and test the limits of your track design. Because boosting and everything else involved, well, I guess turn rate would also be a major factor there too.
This is the kind of stuff that, oh, that's no good is on fire.
Yeah, that's going to happen a lot, in especially with bullseyes, cooling, no upgrades. That's like one of the worst combos.
Oh, there he is again.
Well, I guess, actually, bullseye's cooling is faster than bulls, but it's
by
really
a lot.
His heat rate that taps out, because he heats up way too fast. So he's like a rapid booster, right? Like he cools down fast, but he also heats up fast.
Right. I believe Dom referred to that as monkey boosting.
Monkey boosting.
Nox line's noticeably worse on lap 3 here through the tube.
Yeah, she's sort of straying into that left lane there.
left lane in that median texture.
Oh, that's no good.
Oh, CNG crashing.
Yeah, struggling in that weird little kink in that downhill tunnel, but Knock will close it out, the 453.
An impressive showing.
And that's going to be a 2022 record, apparently, for no upgrade Spice Mine Run.
Just making sure I'm looking at the right part of the spreadsheet here.
And there we go. That's no good. Closing out with a 539. Knock 3. That's no good. 0. It's Knock's match point.
You can really see the disparity between the two pods there with a full minute difference.
Yeah, it really comes down to, like, if you're that's no good, you really want to, even if you're that insistent on using Bullseye, you really want to even things out by getting your opponent off of a better pod, because after Bullseye there's 4 or 5 better pods depending on the circumstances. Okay, next bans are That's No Good banning Bullseye. Speak of the devil.
That seems self-destructive.
So what is his plan here?
Well, Nox's plan is to temp ban the Bunta Classic.
And it looks like they are upgrading back again, because we are going to Scrapper's Run, no forces. So That's No Good exhausted his forces, and we're back to the default upgrades allowed.
Scrappers is certainly one of those courses. The boost pattern changes every lap, but it's just because it's so weirdly set up. Like the track is a certain distance where that just happens to shake out that way. Knock missing the starting boost in practice.
And falling off too.
Oh boy.
You know how it is when you kind of get an amount of whiplash going from one track, the no upgrades of course, to the max upgrades.
I think the main issue though is definitely tilting. It makes it a lot easier to go over that fence when you shift your ride height to be above the fence.
Yeah. Those darn.
I personally would take that. I would personally take that corner flat instead of risking it to turn to get the better line. It just doesn't seem like it's worth falling off, especially not in tourney.
Yeah, we'll see how things go in the actual race, but yeah, falling off is not gonna be good at all, especially because it wastes time in killing you. But we'll see how it goes.
Looks like we're starting here.
And we are off. A couple pinballs going through this tight track here, and this death wall coming up is not evaded by That's No Good. So that already sets him back full death. While I'm glad he's not on Bullseye. It's surprising that he self-banned that, but putting himself on Ben, perhaps he's more comfortable with Ben on a shorter, straighter track like this one.
Maybe. Getting good with Ben really is that's what separates the I guess the men from the boys.
And oh, surprisingly survives that, but still takes a heap of damage on that left engine.
Not just eating up those seconds.
Oh,
Ooh!
that's one you don't see. So
I'd agree with you if I hadn't run into that exact same wall like 47 times practicing for my match against KVD.
So yeah, actually turning too sharply to avoid that sharp turn there. Oh, and that's no good. Also, hitting that other area, but Knock is gonna take it with a 204.5.
TNG coming in with a 211 something. 211.680.
It's probably the smallest gap we saw. So yeah, it's good to end it in a relatively closer race. But Knock is our winner. And that's pretty much going to be it for this match. Because
Is it this time that we would normally invite our racers for post commentary, but it's a little bit difficult to pull people through time.
well, we could always just do impressions of these runners, but or just say what we think they would say.
We
we
would
would
really
probably
feel comfortable doing that. I don't want to make fun of anybody.
we would probably elaborate about control schemes and pod picks and asking.
TNG would say something funny about setting up a steering wheel or a Guitar Hero controller or something.
And we talk about no upgrades, and that was an interesting choice. So hopefully you get the need for closure in that form. But yeah, there we go. That's the end of the match. Thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting this, and thank you to I was gonna say thank you to everyone for showing up, but no one did.
Yeah, there wasn't chat to keep up with.
Yeah, so
this entire match flew under the radar.
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? Thank you to you guys currently watching this in video format, hearing our voices being stitched together in time with this match, and through time, we also reach out to you to click the like button on this video.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more pod racing.
There we go. Yes, that's how we close out this video. Okay, see you guys next time.
Take care, everybody.